Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to the video. My name is Ariel, and today we're going to be talking about Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur. I really hope I said that right. I wasn't going to read this because it's a romance novel or a rom-com, and I wasn't going to, but I did, and man, am I glad I did. It was fantastic and a little fantastical. Now, I actually listened to this on audiobook because that's how I got it, and I loved it. It was narrated by Lauren Sweet? Sweet? Sweet. And I felt like it was very well written. The story flows very well, and it's funny. And that is what I was hoping for. I was hoping that it wouldn't be all about the romance. I mean, that is what it's about. It's a rom-com, essentially. And it is a Christmas book, but Christmas takes such a back seat. You don't even think about the holidays other than, like, the random mentions. And, like, I think there's, like, a small Christmas tree that's spoken about for, like, a little while. Get into what the book is about. It's about two women, one named Elle, one named Darcy, and they are polar opposites mostly. Elle is very outgoing, very messy. She's an astrologist or astrologer. Those could be two very different things, but I want to say astrologist. I think those are very different things. She is just very out there and open, and Darcy, on the other hand, loves math and numbers and to keep everything, in order. Everything has a place. Everything's in its place. She's dressed very nice. She's very well kept. And Darcy's brother and Elle's friend from work was like, hey, you guys should go on a date. You guys would be great for each other. They go on a date. Doesn't go so well. And that sucks because they were both pretty bummed about it for different reasons, really. And then Darcy gets put into a situation where she kind of needs to fake seeing someone. This is that fake relationship trope, which I actually enjoy. Didn't know I enjoyed it, but I do now that I've read it. So they go and try to figure out how to fake this relationship, and it turns into something else eventually, sorta. So this book is an adult book, not YA. Not in any sense of the word YA. Not YA. Very adult. There are some very sexually explicit scenes in this book, but it's tasteful. Very tasteful. And I was blown away because I was like, I was listening to this, and I was listening to it on my car while I was driving. And you know how sometimes when someone's on the phone or listening to something, you can hear it because their speakers are so loud? I'm driving and I'm turning down my speaker because I was like, oh shit. Let me pause this till I stop. I loved the book. I thought the writing was great. I thought that the story flowed really well. I thought that, like, the sexual explicit parts were written very well. They were tasteful, but they were good. They were unexpectedly good. And I think because most books like this are heterosexual, that I've never really gotten into them in the way that I feel like I got into this one, because I can relate to it more. In some romance novels, the book is literally based around where those intimate scenes are, and this book is not like that. Those are in there because that's kind of a part of a relationship, but the book was not written around those scenes specifically. I'm actually planning on going and buying this book and maybe having it in paperback because I enjoyed it that much. I'd love to read it again, but read it myself instead of listening to the audiobook. Not that the audiobook wasn't amazing. I loved it, but I want to read it in my own head. It's so funny, and there's a lot of, like, hidden humor that I don't think you'll get unless you're in your very late 20s, early 30s and on, just because there's some certain things that we had when we were younger that aren't around now. But it wouldn't matter. You could still read it and love it anyway. It's a little mystical, magical in all the best ways. It's sexy, unexpectedly sexy, and I just absolutely loved it. And if I want you to read it, and if you do read it, let me know how you feel about it. And if you have already read it, let me know how you felt about it. Even if you didn't like it, I still want to know. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you later.